Yo, what's up? I'm here for another morning for a workout. I have scheduled today just a back workout. Um, I don't really have a quick word for you guys today. I'm just here to talk about just more about my experience on the weight loss journey and for people to, who have trouble, making up their mind and to get started. Um, as long as you allow yourself a choice, you will always find an excuse to not start. Um, as long as you doubt yourself that you can follow through with the choice that you make to decide a weight loss journey, you'll always back out of it. Um, as long as you just just always have something to weigh you down even more, you're always going to back out of it. The weight loss journey is just a decision. You have to make the decision. You have to arrive at that point where you had it, and it's not something that's just out of anger. It's something out of becoming more self-aware and sitting down and having that talk with yourself. You can continue on and face the consequences that comes with it, with the medication and the illnesses and even death or what have you that comes with it. But it's all a decision that you have to make. The decision to follow through and go on this weight loss journey and know that, yeah, you're going to have points where you fail, but the key is to the decision that you're going to lose weight, which means you're not going to give up on the journey, which means you're going to make a commitment, a real concerted effort to finish what you start. Um, that's the main thing. Um, but it has to be a decision to follow through with it, or you can make the other decision to remain where you are and continue in the cycle that you were on. For me personally, I've been overweight ever since I was young, man. Ever since I was a kid. So I always treated it as something that I'll get around to. That's the way I've always treated my weight problem and everything that came with it. But as you get older, everything becomes so finite when you're overweight. Things that you should be happy about for a long time become something that has a timeline to it. It even became a joke to myself that I used to say that, yeah, you would be happy for about a week or 2 weeks before, you get depressed again. Because that's the way, the weight of being overweight just weighs you down so much. And I'm not here to put down or shame anybody for being overweight or nothing like that to start a journey. That's not the goal of my channel. If you can go out and live life and be comfortable and know that you're extremely comfortable where you are and do the things that you wish to do and want to do, then by all means, be who you are. But for me, being overweight was a problem. It stopped me from taking advantage of opportunities. It took me advantage of living my life. It took advantage of my happiness. It took everything. It took so much just to do the smallest things. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to me and other people out there who have that same issue. You can, when it came to celebrating yourself, it was always short. When it came to being upset and beat down about things that you couldn't, do or wanted to start doing, depression would last so long, and it would just weigh you down, and you just constantly think about it. You live like your life is like you're in a loop. You do everything you can to get out of feeling like you're being stuck or feeling like you're drowning in something. Those were the emotions that I went through. Um, and then I just made the decision all throughout 2024 to just take action on things, to keep pushing myself and pushing myself. And then it got to the point where I was addressed with my weight loss issue, and these were the issues that I was staring at. And I said I can't put it off no longer, so I could just start. And I'm going to be honest and say I didn't have faith in myself when I started my weight loss journey. That's was why I looked to other people who have lost weight. But one thing I said I would do once I did lose the weight was tell other people all the things that I did to lose weight on the journey and to be successful doing it. Because what I discovered is, it's not so much about the losing weight and the calories and all that nonsense. There's this matter that I don't call it nonsense, it's called nonsense, but it's mostly a mental thing. And I was always a person who loved productivity, just increasing my output and doing things like that. And that's the way I choose to approach weight loss. Because a lot of you out there, you ain't no failure. But you're telling yourself you're a failure in your mind when it comes to your weight. And because of your weight, it's stopping you from other opportunities that has nothing to do with your weight. I know that you're highly, productive people, creative people, hard working people. You love your family. You love yourself even. But you put off your weight issue because you feel like because you feel like you can't just handle that rejection if you fail. You know, if you fail, which is it's not realistic. And too many of us view weight loss like it's a fail thing. Like, well, you tried it one time, you failed. You tried it again, didn't work out. You tried again, also. So now you're just meant to be this way your whole life, and that's not true. It's a decision that you make to not give up on yourself and to keep striving. I approach weight loss from the aspect of a mental aspect of us going back and addressing all the things that happen to us that weighs us down and contribute to the problem. Um, the physical aspects of losing weight is pretty easy. We all know, you do your cardio. That could just be walking 10 to 15 minutes a day, and you could lose the weight. You counting your calories, weighing your food on the food scale, things like that. Those are all easy things. Those are all the physical aspects. It's always the mental aspects that affects your weight loss. How long can you push yourself to continue to, or how long can you push yourself to maintain it if you haven't made the decision truly to yourself to follow through with the weight loss? If you made the decision, then you know there's a lifestyle change and it's something that you're committing to. You know that you're building a new relationship with the foods that you eat, and you're building new knowledge around those foods and educating yourself each and every day. Those are the those are the real that's the real aspects of the journey. Those are the real things that are going to contribute to the weight loss. So that's what I would. That's kind of like a little rant that I wanted to come to you guys with this morning. Just making a decision on weight loss, not having a choice of to always have an exit plan if something don't go as planned for you, or if it's not as comfortable as it may seem for you. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be challenging. That's the point. You know, you're rebuilding your mind. You're rewiring your brain. You're becoming the person that you should be, and you're breaking from all these made up notions and ideas that you have in your head, and what you allowed to craft and believe is really you. It's not you. It's just a survival mechanism that you created for yourself. And that's what I was saying, like in one of my videos or podcasts or whatever it may be, but it is on my YouTube channel. It is on this channel where I was just talking about how people just get to a point where you've been overweight for so long, for like since childhood, like myself, or you've been overweight for 5 or 10 years or more, or you're over 100 pounds overweight or more, where you craft these identities for yourself, which is just a survival mechanism. You only allow so much of yourself to come out, and as you progress on the weight loss journey, you begin to see that more and more of your personality come back, and you find out that, oh, I used to enjoy doing this, or I used to like doing this, and I'm getting back into it, and I'm connecting to it, and I feel freedom from it, and these type of things. So it's a decision to break away from that, to shatter that, because it's not your comfort zone. It's just some place where you thought you can survive at, and the only thing it's doing is driving you more and more into depression. So that's just something that I want to share with you guys this morning before I go in for my back workout. All right, peace. Yo, what's up? I just wanted to follow up after my workout. It was a back day for me. It was pretty crowded this morning. Something I didn't expect, but you had to call audible where where you could. I couldn't film everything in my workout, but I was able to film some. Also, I've been trying out my new shoes, these Atomics Stingray shoes. They're pretty good. So it took me a while to. I couldn't go as heavy as I wanted to today because I wanted to just find my footing with my deadlift technique. I was able to get it. I missed my earlier sets where I wanted to go for 535. I missed those because I couldn't get into position and I overexerted myself, on those. But I was able to get to 495 with my lift. So that was pretty good. And I got my technique, and it's been a while since I was able to get that deep and comfortable with my deadlift technique and just pull easy. So man, these shoes are pretty good. I tried them earlier this week with my leg day, and it worked fantastic with those too. I was able to get deeper with my squats as well, and just have more footing, and my feet could spread out how they want to because I have wide feet. So that was pretty fun. So I do recommend these shoes; they're pretty good. But mostly just wanted to come back and just report on my back day, how that went. It went pretty well. It was a nice morning. No, I'm not pleased that I wasn't able to get everything that I was doing, but I was able to film some of my deadlifts that I was able to nail. I know my earlier clips I wasn't able to set up in my technique how I want to because I had to get used to my shoes, and once I got settled to my technique and I was able to deadlift how I wanted to, everything went pretty well. Besides that, just want to remember what I said this morning, just about making that decision to get started with your weight loss journey. Just don't give yourself opportunities to fall back into your emotional way of thinking, to protect yourself from this journey. You never did it. It's something that you never did, or it's something that you never committed to. So how could you fear outcomes that can come? You'll never know where this journey will lead you. So make that decision to move forward. And you got people like me who's reporting on it. You got people like me who's giving tips on it. You can always ask me questions. You can always shoot me a message or whatever. But I'm gonna try to do better with my videos, as well as just focusing more on the weight loss side of things and the mental and physical aspects of it. I also have videos covering nutrition, and I want to get more into the training and that side of things as well. But yeah, so basically, just make that decision to start. And when you make that decision, just ground yourself in the reality of it. Know that you're going to make some mistakes, but don't give up on yourself. That's the main thing. As long as you're intentional about committing to this journey and getting to that goal, things will unravel to show you that you can definitely do it. So, peace.